You hit it?
Yeah.
Alright, this is just the song part to let people build up.
Yeah.
Oh, they can hear it. You don't have to have it right up. They'll hear it, trust me.
So low, I can't feel anymore. Praying you just walk back through the window and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be tonight, and what lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. Not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the road tonight. Troubles feel so small, and you're hard to catch me when I fall. Your love, the flowers come and go. The conscience taught me all what I know, so I'll hold you as close as I can. Longing for the day when it's all possible, that I'm still and I will hold on tight to my place question. Only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the road tonight. Sing hallelujah.
Said it's better.
I'm just jealous of the angels around the road tonight.
You only have 31%.
That's kind of glaring. Scooch over a little bit. We got a lot of shine for turning that lights off.
That better?
A little bit. Kind of like a real bad glare on.
Better?
Whatever you, I don't know. Over here, kind of hard.
All right, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've
did a live feed or did anything on Facebook and stuff. I was going to gave myself a break, kind of just to get myself together and everything. And I turned around and had some stuff at the house I wanted to get done and stuff for my wife, and so I took a little break and everything, and didn't feel good. Ended up with the flu too. So, but as I was taking a break, of course, you know, there's still people out there that was still sending me messages and stuff, and let me know, you know, what's going on with Mackenzie and stuff. And so tonight, I've got two witnesses that I want you guys to hear, and one of them you're going to be upset about, and the other one is kind of heartbreaking. When I heard the lady tell me what she's seen with her own eyes and heard and everything, I was in shock. My stomach even just dropped, you know. I just couldn't believe it. And so I don't want to hold anything. I'm going to go ahead and play the first tape. But I want to say hi to everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I missed everybody, but I needed a break. I needed just so much was coming and overwhelming, and pretty much after I read that newspaper article that the Record Herald wrote and called my daughter Mackenzie and it, that kind of took a toll on me. So that kind of made me take a break and sit back and get myself together again, because I don't want to do something stupid and get myself in trouble. So I took a break. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this first tape. Hopefully, if everybody can hear me, can everybody let me know if they can hear me real good? And then I'm gonna start this tape, and then if you can, let me know, Holly or somebody out there, let me know that you can hear the tape, or Linda. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and start this tape. That's the radio.
Hello.
Yeah, is this Teresa?
Yeah.
This is Don Branham.
Hi.
Hi.
So, what you said about me on Facebook on your video, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
I just lost custody of my granddaughter
Okay.
because of this bullshit.
What I did was read what Cynthia Wilson sent to the sheriff and to the
I know.
prosecutor by what she was going by, because she told me that Mary Ann talked to you about Mackenzie's death.
Me and Mary Ann don't talk. I told her she was a fucking killer. She does not like me. I do not like her.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she came to work. Vince Chinchilla hired her at the funeral home.
Oh, he hired her at the funeral home?
At the funeral home. I went up there, Jerry Mossbarger, Kitty's sister.
Right.
Me and her have been friends for 40 years.
Okay.
I went there with Jerry. When I seen how Mary acted, I ain't that stupid bitch whatsoever.
Right.
He hired her at the funeral. She took my position at the VFW.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not like Mary.
Okay.
We were never friends. She never told me nothing, that she had threatened to burn my house down if I had shot the stupid bitch.
Right.
Me and Mike Wilson never had an affair.
Right.
Cynthia is ate up in the head. She's in Columbus right now, somewhere in some hospital, because she's a mental case.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought, people go by here, flip me off and shit, and I'm going, what the hell's the deal?
Well, you know, you gotta understand my point here. This is my little girl, and
Well, I understand that.
somebody,
I understand what you're doing, and I do believe Mary did it.
and so there's a lot of other people, and the thing of it is, you know, I gave the Fayette County Sheriff's Office 10 years of my life to solve this, and they didn't want to do anything about it, so I took it upon myself.
All I was doing when I do my live feeds is I read people's statements that were given to the sheriff's office, and then...
I got that statement. These guys been to my house 5 times. Sheriff's detective's been to my house numerous times. I'm like, I was drunk and passed out. The only thing I could tell that day, hold on that big boy. I had 2 grandchildren. I just lost custody today of 1. So, yeah, I think Kenny and TFC that.
You what now?
Kenny.
I can't hear you that, baby.
Come get him, Tom. Come here, baby boy. Yeah, get him.
Okay, now.
Playing with him right now. Okay.
All right, what about Kenny now?
He was at TFC that afternoon. Me and my daughter Tracy was at TFC getting a belt for my lawnmower. He was coming in. I said, "What's up, Kenny?" He said, "I'm in the gas can. Got to mow my yard today." I said, "Oh, okay." Walked out the door. Me and my daughter went to the bar that night, had eaten a few drinks. We were leaving. Mary and Kenny was coming in.
Coming into the bar?
Yeah.
Do you know about what time?
I'd have to say probably about 9. It's dark now, so it's probably around 8, 9.
8 or 9 that night? The night of the fire?
The night of the fire. They were coming in the bar, and me and my daughter was walking out. And I said, "Oh, so we meet again." And that's all it said. I came home, drunk, passed out. Jerry calls me and tells me about the fire. I didn't even know Mackenzie was even at that house. Had no clue.
See, I didn't know nothing. I didn't even know there was a Jerry Mossbarger until, shoot. Somebody told me. They I know, they're like, Jerry, there's a Jerry Mossbarger, it's his sister. And I was like, no, he's only got Jeannie and Tish. And he's like, then that person's like, no, there's another sister.
Yeah, Jerry, because me and her's been friends for 40 years.
Okay.
Yeah, Jerry even thinks Mary did it. And there's a big fight in that family because of that.
See, Mary Ann, the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is, see, I played Mary Ann's tapes. I don't know if you saw those videos where I played actually her talking about that fire. And she said that she called Kenny's mom and dad to the fire, and they brought him clothes and then left.
Oh, no, that's a big lie. Because Mary was totally dressed, walking up down the street, because my father lived right down the street. He called the fire department.
Okay.
He said he walked out because there was a lot of commotion.
Right.
And this was all taken down statement because detectives would never talk to him, too.
Detective Brown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. He said the dog was going crazy because of the commotion behind his house. Well, the greenhouse that was behind my dad's house. I guess one of the girls' boyfriends lived back here. They're on the street.
One of the Potter family?
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know where. Let's see. Kay was with Rodney Rittenhouse.
Yeah, this was one of the younger girls, little short, dark-haired girl. Her boyfriend lived in the greenhouse.
Martha? Williams' twin?
Yeah, I don't know.
See,
I just know.
my problem is I believe William set the fire. He's the only one that stayed at his house in the bed while everybody else in that Potter family was there at that fire. And he's the one that failed the lie detector test twice. And I told everybody he ran down those railroad tracks. He cut right through Sissy's yard, Sissy Deddy, and went right in his front door into that house. But nobody seen nothing. No.
If I hadn't been drunk past that, I would have been sitting on my front porch because I sit out there.
Yeah.
But no, my dad said that his dog was going crazy.
Okay.
So he thought maybe he should get a bathroom.
Now where is that? How far does he live? How far does his house from your house?
Oh, right now he lives across the street from me, Maple Street. But at the time he lived on Walnut Street.
Spencer.
By Walnut Street. They lived at 7.
They lived 35 was their address.
I don't know what their address was, but I know he lived right beside the fire department.
Oh, beside the fire department.
Right beside the fire department where my dad lived at the time. He said he walked the dog outside to get a bathroom.
Right.
He said he seen a fire down the street. He thought it was a fire in the trash can.
Right.
He said, why in the hell is somebody burning trash at this time in the morning? And he said he took the dog back inside, and he said, wait a minute, you can't burn trash in town. My dad's 85 years old.
Right.
He said he walked back outside, and he said by that time this was engulfed, and he seen her walking up and down the street on her cell phone screaming and yelling at somebody.
On a cell phone.
On her cell phone screaming and yelling at somebody. So he went down, grabbed his phone, ran back outside, called the fire department. He said he could not understand why that stupid bitch didn't call the fire department. Who in the hell was she yelling at?
Yeah, because, see, the people who lived in the lime green color house there on the corner, it's green, you know, it's lime green, real nasty lime green.
Yeah.
Okay, they called the fire department, and they came outside, and they said she's sitting right there on the curb, acting like no big deal, never mentioned that Mackenzie was in that house.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know Mackenzie was there. She said, call me up. She said, Kenny and Mary's house is on fire. And I said, what? Because I was still drunk.
Right.
And I said, what? She said, yeah. And I said, well, they did get all okay. She said, yeah, everybody did but Mackenzie. And I said, what's Mackenzie doing there? She said, well, she just got her a few days before that. And I said, well, my God, why didn't they get her out? But me as a parent, I don't give a shit what it took. I would have got my child out dead alive. It didn't matter. That child would have came out with me.
Right. Right. See, that's what I can't understand, is she left her. I don't understand her leaving her.
No, I don't either. And that's what, when we went to the funeral home and the way she acted, I think, Jerry, I said, I have no use for that girl whatsoever. She was an acquaintance. She's not an acquaintance.
See, she told my son, Harrison, just last week, that she was going to call you, because you all were best friends, and have you sue me. And I said, sue me for what? I ain't done wrong.
She ain't calling me for shit.
I said, all I'm doing is reading people's statements. How anybody can sue me, they can try. But all I'm doing is reading people's statements. I don't know this Teresa. Met her.
Yeah. I talked to you when you worked at the bar there. I used to go to the back of the store. I talked to you about it before.
Tristan's?
Yeah.
Oh.
I used to work in there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I talked to you about that mayor a couple times. I mean, you probably don't know my name to go with my face, but yeah. I told you then I thought she was guilty.
But yeah, she just told my son she was going to get a hold of you. You were her best friend, and you're going to tell her to sue me. And I was like, sue me for what? I didn't do nothing wrong.
She knows I know her. She knows that. Well, but she came to work there. It's right when they come back from their vacation.
Right.
At Myrtle Beach.
Yep.
And we had a jug out there. She used to put that jug on the bar. And everybody saved her.
Well, Vince Chinchilla gave her a $5,000 check.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
He wrote her a $5,000 check, and then the bar, the VFW, they gave her money too, because it had to get approved through a board or something like that, some kind of a board or something, and some people didn't want to do it. Well, then after Marianne got that money, then they found out that they went on vacation and all that, and they kind of upset some people at the VFW.
Well, we had a jug out for Mackenzie.
Mm-hmm.
Before we even went to the funeral home and all that. And I put the jug up. Well, she put it back out on the bar. So when they came back from their vacation, I handed her an envelope. And you know what she said? I put the how much was in there. She goes, oh, hey, yeah, that'll work. No, thank you. Kiss my ass. Nothing.
You know what? You're not the only one that said that. Some Susan Winter Moore, she said the same thing. They gave her some money, and she didn't say thank you. All she said was, I need this.
Yep, and out the door she went.
Wow.
And she went and got this lady for a motorcycle, and he got somebody for a truck. They made a paper out, had it notarized, that they would give them the payment. They turned around and sold the vehicles, and never paid them for it.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about a motorcycle, and I heard the guy was looking for him. And
Diana Pat Hurls.
Huh?
Diana Pat Hurls. That's who they got the motorcycle from, and Steve McDaniel's where they got the truck from. Okay. Never paid for nothing.
See, I heard that, and then, because one of the detectives told me, they said, well, do you think this person might have been the one that set the fire? I said, I don't think they would have done that over a motorcycle. I said,
Man, this was after the fact.
oh, this is after. See, I know they went and paid for motorcycle parts too at Fayette Cycles, and I heard Tish was working there at the time. And
Trish, yeah.
yeah, and they went and paid for motorcycle parts the day of the fire. They went and paid for motorcycle parts. They went to the Record-Herald and gave a story to the Record-Herald. And then they even stopped by my house that morning before they even did that. And I thought that was weird. I thought, wow, man, why are you at my house? I should be looking for you and you out of your mind. And you ain't, there ain't nothing wrong with you.
When the fire broke down the street at Potter's house.
Yeah.
Mackenzie the one that got everybody out of the house?
No, it was me.
Oh.
I'm the one that got everybody out of the house and then went back in and got the birds out of the house.
No, see, I heard it was Mackenzie that woke everybody up and got them out of the house.
No, Mary Ann did. Mary Ann did. Mary Ann she woke me up. Mary woke me up and said, my mom and dad's house is on fire. She ran straight up the stairs in the fire, went right in and woke up Martha out of one bedroom, then went in the other bedroom and woke up Jeremy where the fire was, because it was an electrical fire from the lines coming into the house, and then went into William's bedroom and woke him up, carried all of them, me and her carried them all out of the house, out to the street, and then I went back in and got the birds. And that's what I couldn't understand. She's the one that woke up everybody that morning, ran, I mean, non-stop, smoking everything, ran straight up those stairs without hesitation, but didn't do the same thing for her own daughter.
Do that for your daughter.
Nope.
And me, I had wet blankets, towels, everything I could get a hold of, and got my child out.
She told so many stories of this fire. She said the dog fire by knocking over a heater. She said her own daughter set the fire by putting clothes on a heater.
She told Jerry that somebody arsoned the house, came in, poured diesel fuel all over the house. She said gasoline or kerosene or something, but from what I understand, it was diesel fuel that started the fire.
Nope.
Diesel fuel?
Wasn't diesel, wasn't kerosene. I did on one of my live videos, I did a demonstration with those two chemicals, and it's hard to light. They're hard to light. They're hard to, get started. So that only leaves one thing left, and that's gasoline. But see, someone said they had a video of Kitty at a gas station filling up 5 gallons of cans of gasoline, but his yard was already mowed. So I don't know why he needed that much gas.
Well, see, I seen Kenny at TSC just before school let out, so it had to been, I'd say probably about 2:30.
See, that's when he was supposed to pick up Mackenzie, and she walked home.
Yeah, because we had to get back here in time to get the boys out of school.
Right.
My daughter's boys were down, because my grandson went to school with Mackenzie. She's in his class.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to get back here to get the kids, which was at 4 o'clock. They were at Jeff's school at the time.
Would you do me a favor?
What's that?
Can you ever...
Stop that. No, I'm going to fast forward, because I don't want Mary Ann to know what I'm up to. You know what I mean? What I did do?
He walked home.
Yeah, because we had to get back here in time to get the boys out of school.
Right.
My daughter's boys were down, because my oldest grandson, went to school with Mackenzie. She's in his class.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to get back the kids, which was at 4 o'clock. They were at school at the time.
Would you do me a... She was murdered. See ya.
I didn't even know that.
Yep. I let her move in January. She come to me and asked me she could go stay with her mom just to see how it would work, and that her mom was getting custody of Jennifer, which never happened, and then and she was to be thrown out of the house. It was going to be just girls living there, and the boys with me, and because Mackenzie said my mom wants it to be girls with girls, boys with boys, and I said that's cool, I'll see you, I can still see you and Jeff. And the boys played baseball. And I think Mackenzie realized that her mom lied to her, and it wasn't going the way it was going. But I also heard, Kenny used to do a lot of stuff to the kids. He hung them on hooks. He beat them. He called them the nigger word. I mean, that boy did a lot to my kids. A lot.
Yeah, Kenny didn't have his kids either.
And see, the thing of it is, is he was even charged in the state of South Dakota for beating a 2-year-old pretty bad for peeing the bed. And he did 3 days in the jail, and then they were going to sentence him, and then somebody made a call, which I believe it was Mike Stiegels, but somebody made a call, and he got South Dakota bargained with him, and the bargain was for him to leave the state of South Dakota and never return. Ever can he live in the state of South Dakota. And that was for beating a 2-year-old. His wife's, his mom, first kid, not by Kenny. It wasn't Kenny's kid, but he beat him for peeing the bed.
Yeah, he's been married a couple times. Yeah, see, me and Jerry don't even talk about them too. Jerry goes to the house and they're there, Jerry will leave.
See, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Jerry.
See, Brad Mossbarger he's come after me a couple times for accusing Kenny. And I told him anytime you want to, come on, bring it on. Come on. Come and get you some.
Oh yeah, because, and I don't know what the deal is there, because Kenny and Mary split up about a year ago. It's after Siegel died. And Vernon got a hold of Kenny and wanted Kenny to come and talk to him.
Who did?
Vernon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he wanted to talk to Kenny. Well, Kenny was getting ready to go ahead and talk to him. And Mary came back into the picture. Kenny left, and now I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, he's back with her. They live on in Tip City.
Oh, okay. See, because she'd come to the VFW, and she took my shift because that was suited her time.
She just did a thing uptown in a bar last summer for a cancer victim here in Jeffersonville, and collected money and didn't turn the money in.
Oh, yeah. When I found out she didn't have custody of her kids, I didn't have respect for her to begin with, but I had no respect for her after that. I thought, who gives up your kids to party? And so you can party? Who does that?
No.
When she gave up her kids, right?
Yeah. Well, I took them. I won custody of them.
Oh, well, did she fight you for it?
She tried to, but it didn't do her no good because Mackenzie's death kind of hurt her too, after the fact. But,
see, I knew that. I thought she gave them up just so she could go party.
No, but some lady at the pump, or whatever the bar is there in Jeffersonville.
Yeah, Village Pump.
Okay, some lady in there said that Marianne came in there and told her one night that she gave Mackenzie Benadryl and some kind of other drug so that she would sleep, so that her and Kenny could go out. So that way she wouldn't have to pay for a babysitter.
Where was Mackenzie at when they were to the bar? That's why I didn't know she had her. Because they were coming out, or going in, and I was coming out, me and my daughter, because I come out and passed out.
That's a good question.
And that was about 9 o'clock, you said, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because then Jerry called me, told me about the fire, and then my dad called me, he was all upset. And he called and told me about it, and I'm thinking, okay, I walked outside, I seen it was on fire, seen fire trucks and everything, I thought, well,
See, I got people saying that she was at the bar that night.
she was.
And I can't, and I'm like, well, please, somebody please tell me where, what bar, and what time. And I kept telling it on my live feeds because all these women kept saying she was at a bar. She was at a bar. Because, see, one of the things that was never mentioned that I found out was their red pickup truck. What was they driving that night?
Well, they walked up there. They didn't drive, they walked.
Oh, you're talking about the pump?
Yeah.
Oh, the village pump.
They went to the village pump that night. They were coming in, and me and my daughter was walking. Because that's when I looked at Kenny and said, we meet again. And I just, because me and my daughter was walking.
Right.
Because I live on Maple Street.
Right.
So we walked home. So yeah, they were in the village pump that night. I don't know I can't remember who was bartending. I want to say her name was Mary. But I can't. It's been years ago, I can't remember.
Right. See, that's the issue we have now. We're looking at 12 years come April, and a lot of people can't remember everything because nobody actually interviewed nobody in the beginning of this. They waited till years after.
Well, Well, I just thought it was funny that she's not even over there with her daughter. She's over there laughing and carrying on, talking about a vacation she's going to take. And I'm thinking, what kind of person is that?
Laughing.
My child would have been with me when I walked out of that house, for one thing.
Right.
Dead alive, it didn't matter. That child would have been with me. And I'm going to stand right there by that casket the whole damn time. I'm not going to be like carrying on. I'll be crying. I like cried mine out because I lost my granddaughter today.
Right.
You know, it's like, what the hell?
So that day, the day of the fire, Kenny was at TSC buying a gas can.
Yep, before school was out. So it was before 4 o'clock. Because we had to get back here and get the boys out of school.
And then that night at 9 o'clock, between 9 and 10, they were at the bar.
Yep.
At the village pump.
At the village pump. Yep. They were walking in. We were walking in. And I told all this to the detectives and the BCI. And I asked them, why go after her? They said they can't because they don't have enough evidence.
I know she
If they would try her now and they found her not guilty, they cannot go back and get her after they get enough evidence.
Yeah. See, that's the problem, though. See, I still believe Mike Steagles took stuff from that house.
Well, I can't see why they tore the house down when they did. The house on Inskeep Creek still standing.
Inskeep Road, right. I know, everybody keeps saying that house was tore down
You
too
had
soon.
that house tore down. Was it the guy that owned it, Perry?
The guy that owned it, they said, from Vernon released it back to Perry, and John Perry had it torn down after that. But they didn't even have the money to remove it, so they buried it.
Oh, okay. Well, see, Perry, they were supposed to be buying a house on late contract, but they never made a payment.
Right.
And he was getting ready to evict them for that anyway. But then he turns around and gives them a place to live there where he lived on
Wentz Road.
Wentz Road. And they never, he bought all this material to get the house fixed up, or give him the money to buy the material, and they never bought the material, and they moved out in the middle of the night.
God, man, you ain't the only one that said that. Yep. And guess who helped them move that night?
I don't know.
William Potter.
Oh.
Yeah, they moved right out in the middle of the night, left them owing 6 months of rent and all kinds of money and stuff.
Yep, sure did.
Wow. See, I've heard that story by 4 different people, and every one of them said he moved out in the middle of the night. And one of them was Mary Ann's own sister that said it.
Oh, I don't know. I just know, I know Earl Perry. He was kind of telling me about it, and then Jerry told me the same thing.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they did that. And I said, why not? That's just the kind of people they are, Jerry.
Yeah, and they had all that money. They collected a ton of money from the Mackenzie's death.
Well, then Gene Wessinger, he passed away. It's Jeff Shaw's father-in-law. He gave her money for a headstone, and so did a lady named Ruthie Elkins. She gave her money for a headstone too.
Yeah, she didn't buy the headstone. I did.
Yep, she told me she needed a headstone.
Because they stole the one that was there. Somebody stole the one. See, there was Kurt Carey donated a headstone for Mackenzie's grave to me and my boys, and we put it on the grave. And then in Christmas, December, it was stolen. And the only one that had a problem with it was Mary Ann. So then when that one got stolen, a bunch of people put money together, and we went to the Burke's Monument, and then that's the one that she has now, the big one with the 2 hearts on it. And we purchased that.
Kenny Pettit was going to donate the headstone. Did you know that?
Yep, I heard about that too.
He decided, he changed his mind after what Mary was, what Mary did, going to Myrtle Beach and all that. He said he wasn't going to do it.
Well, I can tell you right now, Teresa, I can tell you right now, talking to you, I know you're telling me the truth because I don't know you, you know what I'm saying? And I've already talked to other people, and other people have told me exactly what you're telling me right now. The only thing I didn't know was Kenny buying a gas can and going to the bar that night. That's the only thing I didn't know. But I knew there was women that said she was at a bar. She was at a bar, and I'm like, well, please, somebody put her there. Put her in the bar. Because my question is, if my daughter, if she's at the bar at between 9 and 10 o'clock at night, who was babysitting Mackenzie?
All right. I'll tell you something else, but I can't tell you who told me. The courthouse cop. Me and her was close, but after the fact, she never talked to me again.
Yeah.
They did find Benadryl in her system, and that she only had just a puff of smoke. So she was alive, but not prepared, but a second or two.
Right.
She didn't tell me that. I can't tell you. Hey, I'm trying to talk. Who you talking to? But yeah, they said she had a smoke in her lungs and I've been a drug person.
Right.
Which makes me believe that they overdosed her with Benadryl and they were trying to cover it up. That's my opinion.
Right. Well, you ain't the only one with that opinion. But then again, see, right there's a charge right there. If they were at a bar, okay, they have to know who was watching Mackenzie. If they can't give a name of who was babysitting Mackenzie, that means Mackenzie was by herself. It means that child was home alone when this person broke in, supposedly, and set the house on fire and died. And that is negligence of that child. So she could be charged. Why ain't they charging her? See, that's what I don't understand.
I don't know. I always thought the whole thing was real fishy myself.
But I appreciate it, though. I appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah. Like my name all over Facebook, and I'm thinking, oh my God, you get these followers now. People flipping me off. And I'm going, I didn't do anything. I never done a thing.
Well, like I said, all I did was read Teresa Chapin's, statement.
Yeah.
Right. And, but, I will do another live feed. If you don't care, I will mention what you said. I don't think you're afraid of Mary Ann.
I'm not afraid of Mary Ann. Yeah.
If you don't care that I, cleared you up in this, because, like I said, all I'm doing is, I'm doing everything I can to solve my daughter's death and put the people behind it away.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But yeah, I just always thought something was funny about that. That's why I said they were going in the barn. I couldn't, when Jerry said Mackenzie didn't make it out, I thought, well, I didn't know Mackenzie was there.
Right, well you wouldn't. If you're seeing the parents in the bar, you wouldn't think that the child was home alone.
No. You say hi.
And see, that's what kills me. You told this to the detectives. Why? Right there was enough. Right there was enough. You got an eyewitness that put in that bar between 9 and 10 o'clock that night. So who in the hell was at my ex's house watching my daughter?
And my daughter was right with me, so she could tell you the same thing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, because I told her, I said, man, I'm all over Facebook. She said, why? She's seen them that night in the bar. They were going in when we were coming out. I said, yeah. I said, I got talking. How I get my own passed out.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you talking to me. Like I said, I didn't mean for anybody to be mean to you or anything. Like I said, I'm just trying to find out who killed my baby. That's all I care about.
Oh, but if she had told me she did it, I don't think I would have turned her ass then. I said, I'm trying to raise my 2 grandkids.
Right.
I'm sorry, one now.
Well, if you don't care, maybe one day or something we can get together if you don't care.
Alright, so I'm going to fill it in the blanks. That is, when I did that live feed a few weeks ago, where I read Cynthia's statement that the sheriff department and the prosecutor signed for that statement, I mentioned that person's name in there, and I guess some people said some stuff to her or whatever, where she lives in Jeffersonville, and they told her to watch my live. She watched it. She sent me a message with her phone number, told me to please give her a call. I called her, and like I said, we talked about the stuff, and I was as shocked as, you know, being told, you know, that, you know, Kenny was at the TSC, which is a tractor supply company here in Courthouse, buying gas cans, and she witnessed that. Then she witnessed him being at the bar that night, and that was new to me. But I knew that when she said that she went to the detectives in BC, that was true. I'm not going to explain how I know it's true, but trust me, I know it's true. I seen the documents, so I saw, you know, that kind of stuff, that I know that this lady's telling the truth. But as I was talking to her on the phone and stuff, she mentioned other things that I have not told anybody. I haven't mentioned it in none of my live feeds. I haven't discussed it with anybody. It's things that back in 2006, 2007 was mentioned to me. And so when this lady was telling me about the motorcycle and the headstone and this gentleman named Kenny, I knew all that was true because I've already spoke to those people, or somebody that's close to those people spoke to me about those situations. And so I know the lady's telling the truth. I know somebody on here said that it was speculations, and everybody has an opinion, and she did give her opinion. She said some of the stuff in there that she was saying was her opinion, and everybody has the right to their own opinion. We still have people out there that believe that Marianne didn't do this, and you know, and Kenny didn't do this. Their opinions. But I can tell you one thing. I know the gas cans is a true fact, and the reason I know that's a true fact was because the night that they took Marianne and Kenny in for questioning, Marianne two-wayed me that night at the sheriff's office, and her exact words, and this ain't a speculation, this is fucking facts. Her exact words was, they got Kenny still in there questioning him, and I said, well, where are you at? I'm outside on the sidewalk. And she said, I said, so what's going on? And she said, well, they're telling us our stories are not adding up, which we all know that's true. And they keep asking us where the gas cans are. So I know there was an incident and a situation that has to do with the gas cans. But here we got a witness that's seen him purchasing gas cans, supposedly mow his yard. Now, I'm going to look up here and see. I do have a picture. I got a picture. Let's see if we can get this over here in the light. And here's a picture of Marianne and Kenny's yard. Most of it's dirt. And the yard's already mowed. Grass is already cut and everything. So he wasn't buying gas cans to mow a yard if his yard was already mowed. And the day that I went to the scene and met the fire marshal, that was the first thing, a U.S. Marshal that's a good friend of mine, that's the first thing he said when we pulled up there. He said, look at the yard. There's dead grass clippings laying on top of the grass. And everybody knows it takes at least a couple of days before the grass dies off. So he didn't cut the grass. But there's also, and I was told by a law enforcement that there was video of Kenny filling up these gas cans. But now they can't find them. And they had a shed out back. So in that shed is where the lawnmower was, ladders, tools. They had a garage. No gas cans in the garage, no gas cans in the shed. But the eyewitness seen them purchasing them that day. So that's not speculation, that's facts. That's her other stuff that she said is an opinion. But there's a lot of stuff that she did say that is true, and I'm not going to go into that. For right now, it's nobody's business. So I'm upset about the fact that she told this to Detective Brown. They gave a statement. Her dad saw a fire that was small when he was letting his dogs out to use the restroom. Then as he went back in, he thought something didn't seem right. And when you live in a small town like that and you see something like that, it does. You're going to think, man, that's not right. And when he come back out, all of a sudden the house is engulfed in flames, and she's on her cell phone. And that's not a speculation, because we know the cell phone was in the truck. We know also that Kenny was on a cell phone because another witness seen him at the fire on a phone. Matter of fact, 2 witnesses did. So they're not speculations. And I'm going to leave it right there, because that kind of upsets me when somebody says something's speculation. But the bottom line is, I'm glad this lady come forward. That's what means the most, and that's what means justice for Mackenzie. At least this lady came forward. At least this lady contacted me and talked to me on the phone and explained what she saw and what she heard. And she even said some things she heard. There was rumors going through the town. She even said that. So, you know, the lady didn't pause. She didn't hesitate. She didn't think about what she was saying to me. She said it. So I'm going to leave it as that right there. And, you know, that's how I look at it. And I can tell you right now, everything I've done, I dare somebody tell me I got speculations, because I can tell you right now, I got all facts. All facts. And, I'm glad I took that break, because now, you know, I'm able to keep my head straight and calm. But when you hear this next tape, and the one that says speculations, I'll guarantee you won't think of that word after you hear this next tape. So I'm going to take a little breather. I'm going to play a song. If you don't care, please let me calm down. Let me get, you know, and then we'll play the second tape. Fire me up. I'm good as well. You're playing with the wrong person. Let me calm down.
Every bit of information is like a piece of a puzzle. The more you get, the more complete the picture.
Amen, Linda.
Somebody finding love, somebody finding love unfailing. I wanna be a part, I wanna be a part. Somebody finding light, somebody finding light everlasting. I wanna play a part, I wanna play a part. Somebody finding hope, somebody finding hope in God in heaven. It's my desire.
And my daughter wasn't. So somebody was at home with my child, or was my child by herself. The only one that knows that answer is Mary Ann.
I wanna be a part, I wanna be a part. Somebody else's story, somebody else's story of redemption. I wanna be Somebody finding comfort when they're hurting. And I wanna play a part, I wanna play a part of caring for the widow, sheltering the orphan. It's my desire, Lord, you will use me to change somebody else's destiny. Somebody else's story, somebody else's story of redemption. This hope in me was not meant to be contained inside. Give it away, give it away. This hope in me was not meant to be contained inside. Give it away, give it away. I wanna be a part, I wanna be a part of somebody else's story, somebody else's story of redemption.
Yeah, this. We'll pause. Alright. Now, I apologize for getting upset or whatever, but here, I want to show you all something. See this right here? This is a shoe. And I tell you what, 12 years, I filled these shoes. 12 years. And I guarantee you nobody would want to wear this shoe. And, you know, I get upset when people say something or whatever because they don't know the whole story. And, or they come in and they try to figure out what the story is. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't wish these shoes on anybody's feet. And I've come a long ways, and I've dealt with a lot of things on my plate. But the one thing I've never done is I've never given up on my daughter. I've never given up on justice for my daughter. And I've said this before, I'll take my last breath to make sure that this never happens again. And that takes a lot for a person to fight about I'm fighting when you not only the justice system, but then you've got the people that killed your daughter. And nobody understands that when you lose your daughter, and I had to carry that little 3-foot white coffin across an empty field and put my baby girl Mackenzie in the ground and say my last goodbyes to my child, knowing that the only time I'll ever see her again when I'm gone. And I don't wish that on anybody, but I do wish for justice. And I'm tired. If you guys, man, pay attention to the news and stuff, you see this all the time where kids get killed or tortured and people just slap them on the wrist because, one, we never stand up. We never fight with that other family and support them and push for stricter laws and better reasons. You know, everybody wants to, first thing they want to do is cry out and yell out mental and say, you know, I was mentally ill and that's why I did what I did. And if somebody really knows a true mental patient, they don't know how to pick up a gun. They don't know how to pull a trigger. They don't even have thought of a murder. They don't even know how to break into a house and kill somebody. They don't know how to, like my daughter's in situation, to walk around and splash fuel all over the place and then know where to light it and know who's not going to come out of it. A real mental patient doesn't know that, doesn't know how to do that. So, you know, you already know what you're doing when you put a gun in your hand and you point it and you shoot. You're not mental. Your mind knows exactly what it's doing and what you're doing, and you already know what's the outcome of it's going to be. And what I'm doing is only for my daughter, Mackenzie. It's for other families, for other people that felt that they didn't get justice that they should have got for their family member. You know, it's better to hold your head high. And you know, I'm not out to make anybody look bad. I'm not out to make anybody feel sorry. I'm out to get justice for Mackenzie. That's what matters here, Mackenzie. I am not here to be a hero. I'm not here to get a medal for what I do. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to make harder and stricter laws. I'm here to make sure that not only Mackenzie but other children get justice. You know, it's so easy to pay lawyers and to money. You know, they always say money talks, you know. And you see somebody here and they might get 20 years for something they did, and then another person did the same crime and they get almost 100 years. You know, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't matter about money. It shouldn't matter who your name is or who you are. You know, but I can tell you one thing. I took a break, and there was a reason I took a break. A lot of things hit me. I was getting overwhelmed with stuff, and I took a break to clear my head. And I've said this once before. I'm coming, and I'm coming strong. I don't care about Mary Ann's threats. I don't care about Kenny's threats. I don't care about Brad Mossbarger's threats. And these people that get on my live feeds and they're standing there and they're watching my live feed so they can go back and share it to Mary Ann. That's what I want you to do. Oh my God, I wish she was right here in this room sitting in that chair and we were talking about this. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I'm not the one hiding. I'm not the one that's lying to the community. I'm not the one that's not trying to get justice for my daughter. And not only justice for my daughter, but like I said this before, if you were honestly asleep in bed and your boyfriend or lover or whatever he is was asleep in bed with you, you would want to know who tried to kill you that night. But you don't. You don't care. You go on vacations. You run around here and do donations for cancer victims and try to make yourself look like whatever you want to look like. And it makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. I've told this woman before, come to Fayette County, walk into that sheriff's office with me, sit down and tell your story. Sitting there, and her exact words was "fuck you." So that's what I look at it. Okay, fuck me. Watch and see who's going to get fucked on this. But I appreciate that everybody that sends me a message privately and says, "Hey Donald, I want to talk to you," because I'm going to tell you something about murder cases. If you ever watch the show 48 Hours, and trust me, they're not fake, and you see on there when the detectives get out and they go in the neighborhood and they get out of the car and they're like, I know this neighborhood. Ain't nobody gonna talk. And they go up to the doors and they knock and they're like, I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing. And knowing that the person was shot right in front of their house. The reason, because of your media, your newspaper people, your justice system, they got to put that person out there. That they were the snitch, or they were the ones that told to put this person away. And then you got these people, you got to think about this. Everybody that comes with information to me, I would do anything in the world for you. I give my last breath to save you, because you're taking a big step to do that. Because, you know, this woman and this man and these other two, Jamie Potter and William Potter, are capable of killing a child. They're capable of doing anything. So I understand the fear there. I understand not wanting to get involved, even if you did hear something or you saw something. So when somebody comes forward, and I don't care if it's something this little that you know, and you come forward and tell me, great. Trust me, I have lived this for 12 years, every day of my life. I know when somebody's telling me the truth, and I know when somebody's lying to me, and it's a bullshit rumor. I'm better than the detectives that are working on this. Trust me at that. I know my own child. It's my kid. I know how my kid ate, slept, what she did in her life, what poems that she wrote, what her favorite colors were, what color her eyes are, what height she is, what her weight was. Because one, I was a father. I paid attention to my children. Every time they got a boo-boo, I took care of that boo-boo. That's my job. So I understand when people are afraid to come forward and say something because they don't want to get involved, because your media and your newspaper people, they put you out there, man, you know, or you get, like, you know, a threat from somebody or something. So I understand that. So when people come forward and they tell me something and they do it and they send me their number and tell me to call them or whatever it is, I'm grateful for you. So is Mackenzie. Excuse me. Mackenzie's grateful. You know, this is my child. But not only is she my child, she's everybody's child. My life, my stories, my live feeds, my newspaper articles has brought a lot of people together. And Mackenzie is now part of them. And so if you got a nasty comment or something that you're going to say, you know, send it to me privately. You know, I don't care. You can bash me, like I've said this before. You can bash me. You can call me a son of a bitch. You can threaten me. I don't care. It's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. Number two, I love my community. And number three, I love every child that lives in this community. And I would do anything for any child in this community. It's not, like I said, about Mackenzie. That's where people are missing this. We want justice for Mackenzie, but we want to make sure this never happens again to any child in this community or any community in this world. We're tired of it. I don't want to bury another kid, and I know there's a lot of people out there, nobody wants to bury their child. You know, nobody wants to. I had to. I had to bury my little girl. But I know, one, my little girl's safe. I know my little girl is now not feeling no more pain. And I know my little girl gave me the strength to do what I'm doing today. And I'm not going to regret it. I hold my head high. And I respect myself. And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of me. I'm very proud of what I do. And nobody's going to tear that down or destroy that. And like I said, I've said this a million times. My address is 765 Petticourt Avenue. You got something to say, knock on my door. I have no problem coming outside and talking at all. But I'm not going to stop. I took a little breather to get my family back together, do some work for my wife in our house to make our house a little better that we got behind on. And I took that time. But I guarantee you one thing, everybody that talks to me, everybody that gives me information, I love dearly. I would do anything in the world for you for taking that step. That's a big step to come forward and say, hey, Donald, I want you to hear this. So I appreciate it, every bit of it, every ounce of me. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to play the next tape. And I just want everyone to know that this tape that I'm about to play, is very heartbreaking. And the reason I'm saying it's heartbreaking, because if you have my shoes on and you hear what we're about to hear, you'll understand how heartbreaking it was. When I heard it, my stomach literally fell. And I'll explain details, but I'm gonna go ahead and play the tape after I tie my shoe.
Flip it.
Ready? Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you know, to come in for the funeral.
Right.
And my husband had talked to you years ago, because we lived on Payne Street at the time, the Washington Courthouse. And my husband had spoken to you once to let you know that we had moved. So, you know, I didn't know if you still needed information or not. Then she was talking about it, working with me, and I had told her the story, the behavior, unacceptable behavior, you know, after losing your child hours prior.
Right.
That we all had to witness in that. So it was very inappropriate for anyone to also, you know, even a cousin shouldn't have been acting that way. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I mean, even when, like I said, when I went to the funeral home, to my daughter's funeral, even to me, I was sitting there thinking, you know, she was laughing and everything else, while, you know, people were coming in the funeral home, and I was like, how are you laughing? How are you, I don't understand you. You know, our child is dead, and you're acting like it's like no big deal. Like,
yeah, they partied hard the next, you know, within hours. It was within hours. The loss of your daughter. The whole day had not went by, so it was within hours. They were in my pool. They had friends that came to visit, friends or family. I'm not sure who they were.
right.
They all used the pool, and the women were sitting on the men's shoulders, and they were wrestling, you know, like trying to knock each other off the shoulders, and laughing. Had alcohol in my pool area. I had to go in and tell them that alcohol was only allowed in the room. But it was, they had a good old time.
Wow.
Within hours. Yeah, within hours. They were laughing, and there was a lady there that kept saying, so you know how employees are, we go outside to smoke, we're talking about it, we're looking in the pool, we're all talking about it. You know, we're like, can you believe this? You know, oh my goodness. And there was a lady that came around the corner and grabbed a hold of my arm and said something about being either her or his mother. Because it was a shock, you know, so I didn't hear whose mother she was.
Probably her, because her mom came up from Kentucky. She was down in Kentucky when the fire happened.
Yeah, so she was like, she reacted, you know, I thought she was going to be with us for gossiping, you know.
Right.
So she come around the corner. But she actually looked at me and said, I agree with you. You see a problem with that, right? And we all just kind of looked at her and said, well, you know, we just think it's sad that, you know, hours ago she lost her daughter in a horrible way.
Right.
And they're in here partying like this. And I said, but everybody deals with grieves differently. And she goes, no, I agree. And she was a smoker, because she was a chain smoker, this lady was.
That wouldn't be her mom then. That wouldn't be Mary Ann's mom. She don't smoke.
So, that this woman was related, and she reacted the same way as we did.
Right.
She was just stunned that she said, I'm on the other side staring in the windows, and I saw you guys staring in the windows on your other side.
Right.
And she said, and I come through the bushes and could hear you guys. And she said, I feel the same way. There's something wrong.
And Marianne and Kitty was there at this time?
Yes, in my pool area. Hold on just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Let me put you on hold real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
We appreciate your call and your patience while waiting. Your call is very important to us, and we look forward to speaking with you soon. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for listening. Assistance is just a moment away. Thank you for calling. I'm sad that working hard to take your call. When we return to the line, please let us know how we can serve you. We would like to take a moment.
I'm on hold. I see some people are asking. The lady put me on hold because she's at work and she was dealing with a customer.
Please continue to hold. Our representative is working hard to make your call just as possible. I'm on the desk right now.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, I just thought, what we saw was very inappropriate for anyone to be reacting that way after losing a child.
Right.
The guy, he was really, I understand it was his child, but, if you live at home and it's a child to begin with, we were all crying and we didn't even know the child, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we were upset about it, and I thought he lived in the home. And he was bragging to my housekeepers to be on the floor, walking back and forth, and he was bragging that he was a volunteer fireman, and we all just didn't understand, what do you mean? And you couldn't save her? You couldn't make her detective?
Right.
I'm sorry, how can I help you? Okay, hold on just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, I'm gonna keep playing it, but she put me on hold again. If you heard her, she was saying that Marianne and Kenny and some of the family and some friends were at the AmeriHost. She had donated 2 rooms to them after the fire. And within hours after the fire, they're in the swimming pool. They're in the swimming pool and swimming, and if I'm right, she explains what they were doing in the swimming pool. But right there, she said that Kenny was up in the hallway talking to one of her housekeeping ladies and telling them, bragging about him being a fireman. And the girl made a comment saying about, if you're a fireman, well, then why didn't you save the child? Why didn't you try to save the child? So that's what she was saying there. And then somebody came up to the counter and asked her for a shower cap. So I'll go ahead and play some more.
This little thing that we had saw.
Do you know if she was in the pool or not? Like, was she swimming or?
She was on top of his shoulders, yes.
On top of Kenny's shoulder, the boyfriend?
Yes. Absolutely, and they were pulling each other. They were so loud that we could hear them at the front desk through the class.
Was this before for Mackenzie's funeral, or?
This was within hours of your daughter passing. Hours after the fire. A 20.
Is this thing?
There it
Yeah,
goes.
no, we're back.
Okay. Keep on. Still on.
It was within hours.
Right. And that's the one, you're talking about the motel that's right there by Wendy's, right? Wendy's
Yes.
and the mall.
Yep. When Arlington Hospitality owned it, then I left when they sold it to the person that owns it now.
Right.
Yeah, we donated 2 rooms to them the night of the fire. And they stayed probably 3 days, I think. Because they were already talking about going on vacation. They had vacation to go.
Right. Yep. They did.
Okay. Yeah, they were excited about the vacation, and nothing was going to interfere with vacation. And I just, years ago, I had kind of grew up at that house. My dad, the best friend, owned it. The Napiers, they used to own that house. Debbie and Eddie Napier. So that was my father's best friend. So he had children, and we'd go over for cookouts. So I had been in that home, and I just couldn't understand that if you were a volunteer fireman, I just didn't understand why he. The stories he was telling us. I don't know if he was trying to boost himself. I don't know. He just kept, being proud that he was a volunteer fireman, and that he was trying to
He was.
walls. I went outside, I had no clothes on, but I was thinking, well, why did you, being a volunteer fireman, you should have known better than me how to go up the steps, or, you know what I mean? I just didn't understand. I was like, well, maybe they changed the house, I don't know.
Right.
But I'm just thinking, you're proud that you want all of us to know what you do for a living, but sir, you didn't do anything to even attempt to say that by rumors of people who live in that house, because rumors started flying instantaneously.
Yes, ma'am. Right, they did. Yes.
And then some of my housekeepers who live on the same street and knew these people. They're from, Jeffersonville is very small.
Right.
And they were saying, no, the neighbor said he was outside, and it was like, oh my gosh. Very shocking what was going on in the 3 days that they stayed there. Very shocking.
Well, that's what I was saying, I started doing live feeds and stuff, and I started doing my own investigation on my daughter's death, and I have found out a lot of stuff that the detectives didn't even do, and I've already found like 7 eyewitnesses that were actually up, Marion knocked on their doors and were up outside with her, and they said that the way she acted, and she didn't even tell anybody that the kid was in the daughter, Mackenzie was in the house till 20 minutes after the firemen and them got there.
Wow. Yeah,
So I'm having a hard time because, like I said, my problem is I just had a lady 3 days ago sent me a message on Facebook where I read another witness's statement on my live feed, and when I read it, she told me this other lady that I mentioned her name in that live feed, people were going by and giving her the finger a couple days ago and telling her, oh my God, I can't believe you didn't say nothing, da-da-da-da. Well, she sent me a message and she said, please call me. Excuse me. So I called her. And she said, I've talked, Donald, I'm not mad at you because you're doing what you're doing to get the people that did this to your daughter. put in jail. And she said, I'm not mad at you, but I will tell you this are facts. And she said that the day of the fire at 2:30, she was at TSC, and Kenny, the boyfriend, was in there buying gas cans the day of the fire. She said the night of the fire, she said she was leaving the bar there, the village pump or something, some kind of bar there in Jeffersonville. And she said when they were leaving the bar, Marion and Kenny was going in the bar, and that was between 9 and 10 o'clock that night.
Yes, that's some of the rumors that I have heard.
And I can't see, when I was doing my live feed, people were putting on there, she was in the bar, but I couldn't never get nobody to say when they saw her, what time they saw her, nothing like that. And I was like, well, Marion and Kenny saying they woke up in the middle of this fire, which I don't believe that, but and then I'm hearing that they were in the bar, but nobody's actually saying they saw her in the bar, but she was in a bar that night. And now I finally got a lady that said, no, I seen her and Kenny walk into the bar, because I even made the comment to Kenny, oh wow, 2 times today, meaning, she saw Kenny twice in one day. And the earlier that day was at TSC buying gas cans.
We're pretty busy here this morning.
Oh, okay.
I give you my cell phone.
Alright, so I don't even know. I mean, like I said, when I heard that, it really blew me out of the water. While I'm at home with my 2 boys and my mom and my sister and my wife, and they're all comforting me and my 2 sons, and I'm trying to explain to my sons what happened to their sister, and I'm sitting there thinking that whole time that this is a dream, man. My wife, my daughter's gonna walk into that door and wrap her arms around Daddy, and this is just a dream. It's not. This ain't real. This ain't happening. While I'm there with my children, my boys, and trying to figure out what to say to them and stuff, she's at a hotel having chicken fights in a swimming pool, swimming, drinking, having a good time. Not even thinking at all about her 2 boys that are at the house.
Okay. You're back on.
So, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to wrap my mind around, when you're sitting there, and like I said, there's going to be people coming to me that seen this or know that, and just sit there and eyewitness, look through a window, and her sitting on her boyfriend's shoulder celebrating a piece of shit that wants to call himself a fireman that didn't even save my child's life. But then they're going to swim together. She's going to get on his shoulder and arm wrestle with other people in the swimming pool. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean, after this lady told me this, for the last couple days, I've been stunned, because I don't even have an answer. I don't have an answer to, I don't have an answer. Like I said, I was sitting at home thinking this was a bad dream, and Mackenzie was going to come through that door and wrap her arms around me and say, everything's all right, Daddy. And she's back at a motel swimming and drinking and talking about her vacation coming up. That, like my daughter's death was their way of going on vacation. And when I sat there and thought about it, I thought, yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe, you know, she was going to be gone for 3 weeks on vacation, so she knew she had to take Mackenzie to me, and she knew Mackenzie knew what her uncles and they were doing to her and was going to tell me, so that to end her life and then get the hell out of here and go on a vacation. I don't know. I just don't know I don't know how to answer. What the hell she was thinking.
That's what it seems like.
I don't know. I can't even put myself in. I don't even know how to. You know, it's like what Vernon said to me. You know, Vernon said when he walked up to her the night of the fire and told her she was dead, he didn't get the reaction out of her that he usually gets out of a parent when they lose out. It's something that's hard to comprehend. I just don't understand how you could party. I mean, you're celebrating the death of our child.
And bragging that you're a firefighter.
And bragging you're a firefighter, and then talking about your nation and I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I don't either.
But I can tell you, this is one person right here that the law needs to talk to. You know, why the law didn't go to the motel and talk to people after, you know, they told the community, because after the funerals when they told everybody it was an arson and a homicide, even though they knew before that it was already an arson and a homicide. But you went to the motel and at least talked to where they were staying and talked to the staff and stuff to, you know, hey, how did this mom and boyfriend act or whatever. And if they'd have done that, they'd have been able to have the surveillance tape from the cameras in the pool area that would have showed her partying and having a good time and laughing and joking with all her friends and family. To me, she's a piece of shit. She's worse than garbage. Like I said, it's something hard to cope with, and that's why I was telling everybody, you know, and this ain't speculations. This is facts. This lady saw it with her own eyes, saw it through the window, even had somebody that was with those people approach them outside because they were outside, you know, talking about what they were seeing. And like she said, within hours, not even Mackenzie wasn't even 24 hours yet. And she had to go out there and tell them to remove the alcohol from the pool area and take it upstairs to their rooms, because that's where alcohol is supposed to be. You know, and she's sitting there looking at a mother and a boyfriend playing in the pool. Not even thinking about her daughter laying over at the funeral home or the morgue, or, well, she'd been at the morgue. No, she'd have been at the funeral home by then. No, she'd have been at the morgue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because she didn't come back until the next day at 5 o'clock that evening. The Fayette County. Now, the other thing too is Vernon Stanford did come to my house and meet with me. He did meet with me about 2 weeks ago on a Friday. He did come. We sat down. We talked 3 hours. He spent 3 hours with me. I'm not going to go into details of what we discussed or what we talked about. But I want everyone to know that he did come to my house and he did meet with me and we did talk for 3 hours. But like I said, Marianne, she probably has people, you know, that film this and or share it to her so she can see what's going on. And I'm not hiding nothing from her. I told you guys once before, I'm coming after her. I'm coming after him, and I'm coming after her, and I'm coming after her brothers, and I'm coming after any of her family members that knew what the hell happened that night, and ain't said nothing. I'm coming after you. Trust me when I say I'm coming, I'm coming. And just make sure, you know, when you share my information with Marianne, that you quote me correctly to her. You make sure that, you know, you quote it right. You know exactly what's going on. But I've been doing a lot of thinking, and one of the things I'm going to make a move on is I am going to go after them in a civil suit, wrongful death on Marianne and Kenny, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show Fayette County, the prosecutor, how to present a case and how to win a case. And trust me, Marianne, this information is to you. Get the best damn lawyer you can find. And don't lie to that lawyer, because you lie to them all the time and then they look like asses in front of the judge. So get the best lawyer you can get, because I'm coming after you guys for wrongful death. And trust me, I have enough information, enough witnesses, enough facts to win the wrongful death. I will prove 100% of negligence on you and Kenny. So get your lawyer and get ready to battle. And hopefully out of this suit, the detectives that are working on this case might actually do their job and get something out of this that'll put you away in the criminal part. But I am, Mackenzie's army is strong. We're coming. I have supporters. I have facts. And I'm going to beat you. If they don't want to get you for the criminal part right now, that's fine. But I will get you on the negligence part. I will prove without a doubt you're behind your daughter's murder. And so get the best lawyer you can find. Your little people that are spying for you, go tell her. Tell her to get the best lawyer that she can get, that money can buy. Because I'm coming after her. And you prove to me exactly what you are. And you're a monster. And you don't deserve to be walking around free or holding any child in your arms ever again. So I've got facts, I've got statements, I've got witnesses, I've got photographs. So be prepared, be ready. I'm coming after you, and I'm bringing this to Fayette County. And you need to explain to all these people that you took their money, that you accused me of taking. But you took all this money and went on that vacation and all these other things you bought and done. You really, you should tell these people, this community that stands behind my daughter, because I'm not going to say ours no more. She's not your daughter. She never was your daughter. Because one thing, we're to protect our child, not cause harm to our child, or let harm come to our child. And you didn't do your job. You didn't do your duty. You didn't play the role of a mother. You didn't protect her. You didn't save her. Instead, you made excuses of why she's not here. And your excuses are what's going to bury you. So, like I said, I appreciate everybody. I'm glad that everybody got to hear these two people. Hopefully the law will do their job and come to my house and say, hey, Donald, can we please have the names of those people so that we can go talk to them? Hopefully they get around to talking to the other witnesses. I did give Vernon the names of every witness just to see what would happen. And it's been almost a month since me and Vernon met. And so far I've talked to the witnesses and they have not yet had a phone call given to them. So I don't know what's going on there. Well, yeah, I kind of do. But all I got to say is I'm proud of myself. I'm proud to be a father. I'm proud that I'm doing what I'm doing. And I believe in my heart, my soul, my mind, that I will get justice for Mackenzie. I really believe that. I believe coming. I believe it's going to happen. And I believe everybody's going to be I don't want to say happy. Over maybe. All I ask is that everybody keep supporting Mackenzie. Keep supporting the justice for Mackenzie. It's coming. Trust me, it's coming. If you're in another area doing my live feeds, I made a Mackenzie office now. Everything is in this room. Is going to be about Mackenzie, so I have a place that I can look and read and do stuff. Anybody, I'm willing. Anybody who wants to come and help organize stuff, read documents for me, put them in in piles and help me get everything, my photographs and stuff and everything. You're more than welcome to come and help me set up my office for Mackenzie. I told everybody in 2017 was Mackenzie's year, and it was her year. We accomplished a lot. I counted today. I talked to my mother on the phone, and we now have 15 witnesses, and that's a lot. That's a lot of people that came forward. Like I said, and took that big step. And I'm glad that they, in their hearts, they're saying, hey, this is for Mackenzie. This ain't for Donald, this is for Mackenzie. And I'm going to do what Mackenzie wants us to do. And anybody out there that has information that wants to share it with me, you can text message me. You can call me on my phone, or you can come to my house, or you can write me a letter. But I know one thing for a fact. 2018, I believe in my heart by the end of 2018, because we did everything in 2017, we got it going. In 2018, I believe there will be somebody sitting in the jail for Mackenzie's death. We're going to keep pushing this. We're going to keep pushing the law to do their job. I talked to Ryan McFarland, the detective, about a month ago too, and he told me they are working on some stuff. He wasn't going to give me any information, and that's fine. As long as you're working on it, and I'll know if you are or not. Like I said, I still got 15 witnesses and nobody's been called yet, so I'll know, if you are or not. All I know, come April 27th will be her 12-year anniversary. I'm going to do a big thing at her cemetery, at her grave, for her. They'll know that this is the year that handcuffs are going on somebody. Whether it's the ones that killed Mackenzie, or it's the ones that covered it up and tried to make this case go every direction and not do their job. One way or another, somebody's going in handcuffs. I can guarantee you that. And usually when I say something, everybody knows I'm true to my heart. I say it, it happens. I never let my community down, or my family or friends. And actually, I don't want to say friends anymore. Everybody that follows my stories, everybody that's been through all this with me are family now. Everybody's family. I'm going to still do things for kids, for awareness and stuff, and help kids out let them know that there is people out there that will fight for them. Anybody that's going through anything, you're more than welcome to hit me up. I can help and I just had a gentleman call me 3 days ago. His dad told him to get a hold of me. He got a hold of me. I explained what he needed to do and stuff. He thanked me for what information I could help him with to make it right. I have time. I do. Even though I'm working on it, I have no problem with somebody or explaining somebody or directing them the right way to do what they need to do to get maybe justice for themselves. I have no problem with that. I love everybody. I'm a good-hearted person. Like I said, I'm not an angel. I did bad things in my life. I don't think he's an angel. We all sin. We all have sins. I still sin. You know, every time I wish something on the ones that killed Mackenzie, that's a sin. Honestly, it's a sin. You're supposed to forgive. Right now, I'm not ready to forgive. And I explained that to God, and I explained that to Jesus, that I'm not ready to forgive. I will forgive, but I'm not ready to. But I can tell you one thing, I'll never forget what happened. So I'm going to play another song, and so like I said, I appreciate everybody. I love every single one of you guys. I love the messages that people send me, the prayers. I love the people that send me songs. Also, I love accepting songs. It keeps me my upbeat going. I do listen to Christian music, so I love them. I love listening to them. I love that people write me and tell me how much of a impact I put on their life and how now they look at things and stuff. But you know, it's not over. It's still a fight. It's still a long haul to go. Even after we get the ones charged for this, there's still, you know, courts and trials and all that. But I can tell you one thing, my daughter Mackenzie didn't deserve that. And like I said, when that happens to a child, I'll never understand how you could go swimming and how you can swim and drink alcohol and party and celebrate when somebody did that to that little baby girl. So hopefully, Marianne, you're seeing this photograph, and I hope that you understand that you'll probably burn in hell for your partying, your vacation and stuff. But I won't lose no sleep over justice to put you away. And even if you didn't set the fire, you're still guilty. You're guilty of not being a mother. You're guilty of partying and celebrating the death of your child. You celebrated. That night, to me, you celebrated and honored the person that killed Mackenzie. You honored them. That's what you showed. You honored that person that took your little girl's life. So, you're going to pay for that. Dearly. You're going to pay for it. And, you're the devil. That, you know, I've always said this, and I've always stuck to this. I've always called you Black Widow, and I'm going to tell you right now, buddy, you fill that shoe so perfectly. And you are. You're the Black Widow. And I'm coming. And I'm coming strong. I'm telling you, if you think I'm joking, Mackenzie's army is strong. It's stronger than it's ever been, and it gets stronger every day. That little girl has put a big impact on a lot of people's heart. She has touched a lot of hearts. And a lot of people are feeling the pain that I feel. And they're sick of us feeling that pain while you go on vacations to Florida, to Walt Disney World, and all this little fun you've been doing. And I'm going to find out. Somebody's going to tell me the truth. Whether you made that phone call to Kenny's mom and dad, and that they showed up at that fire, and that they showed up at that fire and gave you clothes and left, and knowing that my child was still in the house, they're as guilty as you are, the exact person you are. I'll find out. Somebody eventually tell me the truth, that whether you did call them or you didn't call them. It's coming. It's coming. Your days are numbered now. I guarantee you, your days are numbered. So your little friends that's on there watching and reporting everything to you, you know, they're no better. They're no better than you are. They must not have children. I can put it that way. Anybody that thinks like you have a child, because you wouldn't sit there and listen to somebody say, within hours of your daughter's death, you're swimming in a pool, and then go and be your friend and tell you that. They have to be an I don't know. You got your devil army. I've got my angels army. We're gonna win this battle. Remember that. The angels won the battle once before. They're gonna win this. So I'm gonna play a song for everybody. I love everybody. I love you guys. I love everybody. Somebody says I'm bad to me.
No.
Oh, well, I was ready. Oh boy, don't know me. I'm always ready. Huh?
You know, it's always at the end.
Yeah, that's true. It is, ain't it? Skip.
Somebody asked, where do I find this story? I'm sure they'll know.
Story.
Yeah, somebody asked. Is this
Oh,
page?
that's wrong one.
Like, somebody just,
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, that's the wrong one.
I'm sure everybody knows that.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, you better.
What one are you looking for?
Hold on. Let me see it. It's a good one, man. It's almost the last one. So there's 7 on there.
Maybe 6.
It'd be 6. Yay.
Life is a gift
everybody pump some hearts for Mackenzie so we can let her know that we're here.
I do not deserve them, but I receive it.
I'm gonna play one more. This is for you, Marianne. This is for the devil.
Name. 'cause our God reigns. Our God reigns. Our God reigns. The battle's won. Have no fear. The battle's won. Have no fear. The battle's won. Have no fear. God reigns. There's no doubt He has overcome the world. God reigns. There's no doubt He has overcome the world. God reigns. There's no doubt He has overcome the world. God reigns. There's no doubt He has overcome the
Alright, everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. Mackenzie really does appreciate it more than anything in this world. She lives through every one of us. She's still alive. I just know my little girl. I know that, you know, she would do this for anybody. She's a man. She was everything a father would want in a daughter. It's a hard battle, but I'm not giving up. I'm here. I'm here for the haul, and everybody better realize that. I'm here, and I know there's more information out there. I know there's more people out there that know something or seen something or heard something, and I just hope and pray that Mackenzie puts her hands on your heart, and you'll get a hold of me, and you'll tell it. You'll tell your story of what you know. I can tell you right now, with everything that I've done, everything, I'm sorry, I apologize. What we've all done, and everybody that's brought stuff to me, and even these corners that give me information and sent me documents, and all of them, you know, Mackenzie touched their hearts, and they gave me stuff that I needed. And with all the information now and everything that's coming, we're putting it together. We are so close to, I can almost sit down and tell you pretty much what happened that night. I'm that close, and eventually I'm going to, and I'm going to explain exactly what happened that night. I guarantee I'll be pretty close of what went down that night. And you know, my sacrificed her life. She gave her life to save her brothers, I believe, that were being hurt like she was. You know, even with the stuff that he did to my kids, why they have never brought him in and charged him for it, I'll never know. They've got documents. They know it happened. Children's Services, you're garbage to me, because you should have stood up. You should have stood up for my kids. You should have made things happen. You should have been in that courtroom putting William away for doing the stuff that he did to my children. You failed my child. You failed my other children. You failed a lot of children in this town. And that's one of the places that needs the most changes, is Children's Services. That's where we need to put some pressure. We need to make things happen. We need to make them get off their asses and earn that dollar that they get and go out and do their job. Like I said, I have never in my life seen a place that will literally mail a letter to somebody and tell them we're coming out. And I can always remember this. I have letters. I can show you my letters where they would mail me letters. We'll be out next Tuesday. 7 days we'll be out. We got a call on you. Really? You're going to give a warning, huh? You're going to let... So, who suffers? The child. Because when you get that call, you should get off your ass, go down to your car, drive to the incident, and see what's going on. Not send a letter and say we're coming in a week to see you. Because all you're doing, our children's services is failing our children. They're failing our children. They're supposed to protect. If you look at their initials, it says CPS, Child Protective Service. Who are they protecting? Who are they protecting? Because they're not protecting our children. I can guarantee you that. I know enough stories that I have listened to people tell me about what children's services did and didn't do, and I can tell you right now, man, you know, if children's services were doing their job, you would not see all these incidents happening to these kids constantly. Kids being locked in cages. You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see it, wouldn't hear of it if they were doing their job. They're failing our children. And we need to stand up. But also, I'm going to be the one that's going to put my foot in that circle, and I'm going to promise something right now. If I see a child that's being hurt, touched, I'm opening my mouth. I will not turn my head. I don't care if you're my fucking neighbor next door. I'm going to turn your ass in. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these kids growing up and suffering, and then when they become adults, either something bad happens because of what they went through, or they open up when they're adults and then tell their story. But one thing I will not put up with in this town is molesting. I'm telling you right now, if I find out you're touching your child or anything, I'm coming after you. I can care less about the law. You can deal with me after the incident. At least I'll know one thing. I'll know that child will never be touched again. I can guarantee you that. So, I'm going to make changes. I mean it when I say I'm going to make changes, and I'm going to. If you don't like it, find another place to go live. I'm so sick of hearing that Fayette County's a hole in the wall. It's trash. It lives here. No. This is a good community. There's a lot of good people in this town. I'm not from here, but my kids were born here. They grew up here. We have to start standing up. I have to say, I got great neighbors. I had the best neighbors. I live in a nice neighborhood. I had the best neighbor. My neighbors watch my house 24/7. My neighbors, if my kids are doing something wrong, will snag up my child and bust his tail. They won't allow my kids to get hurt, and they won't allow my kids to hurt another kid. I had the best neighbors in my community that I live in. My neighbors tell me, we're like a prison. I mean, we are. I know everything my boys are doing, when they're doing it, and why they're doing it. I have that kind of neighbors that they watch over my children when I can't. And that's good. That's the best neighbor you can have. And trust me, I have a neighbor that lives right beside me. If I cross the line, he would let me know right then and there I crossed the line. And that's a good neighbor. That's a good neighbor that will come to me and say, man, you're crossing the line. Or, man, you know. But also, I can leave my house, and I know one thing about a neighbor that lives beside me. And I'll say Stevie's his name. And wonderful, wonderful family. And I can tell you one thing about Stevie. My kids love that man and his wife like you wouldn't believe. My kids will run and hug that man every time they see him. My kids have a lot of respect for him. His children have a lot of respect for me. And he's one of the best neighbors. And I have good friends too. Dwight, Melanie, Jocelyn, them, they're like family to me. They've helped me through some tough times. They've been there for me. But my kids know that's a safe place to go to. We got to make changes. Man, we got to make changes. You know, I'm not saying that, like I said, all law enforcement ain't bad. But, you know, we live in a town where you only got 4 police officers out there. We have to be the other eyes. They can't be every corner, every street, every house. You know, that's what we're here for. You know, and we got to get these kids and these children back. We're losing our children. We are losing them to electronics. We're losing them to bullying. We're losing it. We're losing them. And we need to start back being a community and back and bring stuff to this town. We need to go. I'm one of them. I'm so ready. If I can get 100 people to go with me, I would march right into the city building and sit down at that board and tell them, you need to bring stuff to this community for children to do. You hear, this is not an old folks resort. This is Fayette County. We need stuff for our children to do. The skating rink, beautiful place. Bowling alley, beautiful place. But we need other things. We need a movie theater. We need stuff. We need stuff for kids to do. We need more and more. Molly in the warehouse. Wonderful things she does over there. But, you know, she's got 100 kids, you know. She does wonderful things for the kids in this community. You got Rose Avenue. Does wonderful things for the children. But we need more. We need more stuff here. I'm not saying this in a mean way, but we need to start being parents and kicking our kids in the butt out of the house. Take their phones, take their computers, take that stuff from them, let them get some fresh air, let them play stickball in the street, let them play horseshoes, let their stuff. We need to do it. We're losing our kids. And I don't want that. I want to bring our kids back. We gotta be a community again, and I'm seeing changes being done, and I've seen a lot of love out of this. Mackenzie's, like I said, has touched a lot of people's hearts. A lot of people are looking at things differently, but we need to start bringing stuff back. I'm already got it planned. My garage, I mean, people have been so wonderful. They're still bringing Christmas stuff to make next year's Winter Memory Land bigger, and it is going to be bigger. DP&L probably send me a notice, but it's going to be bigger. The kids are going to enjoy it. Like I said, there's people who come almost every day and drop off Christmas stuff that they're not going to use next year, so that we can use it here for Winter Memory Land, and it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. All I can say is I love everybody. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I want to let everyone know that you need anything, I'm here for you. I'll try to do the best I can. I don't mind helping people. People ask me all the time for stuff, and I try to do the best I can, or I try to get a hold of a friend that can help too. And that's what we need. We need it where people can help people again. You know, I missed the days growing up when my mom used to send me next door and, hey, go get a cup of sugar next door. You know, yeah, I know today it's a little scary to go next door and get a cup of sugar because it might not be sugar. I'm going to try to do more. I got a thing going on that I'm trying to get with my community here in my neighborhood for Halloween. So kids here and trick or treat. I'm going to try to do a big Halloween themed thing in my yard. I probably won't be able to beat Brian Crooks. He's got a wonderful thing over there he does every year for kids. My kids love going by his house and seeing it. It's awesome that, you know, he does that, and puts that thing together for Halloween, for the kids to go by. He's awesome. He's an awesome, outstanding person. I'm going to get a hold of the fire department and stuff and see about doing something for kids, with fire trucks and stuff. I'm going to try to get with the fire department and see if they can do, maybe we can find something where they can, you know, do a fire scene, so kids can see actually what really goes on, you know, and what the firemen do, what they risk. Because that's one thing that bothers me, and has bothered me for a long time. Because I've talked to some of the firemen after Mackenzie's death, and I'm friends with some of the firemen, and it bothers me to know that, you know, she didn't even care. She didn't even care that those young guys and older guys went into that house to save that baby, to pull that baby out of that fire. And even though some laws you're supposed to leave the body where it's found, but you know, the firemen that went in there and got my daughter thought about one thing and only one thing, and that was a child. And they pulled her out. And yeah, the outcome wasn't what everybody expected, but they did it. And you know, I sit there and I thought, you know, while that fireman was in there trying to find Mackenzie, you know, that floor could have collapsed. And I know that fireman that was in there, and he has a family, and he has kids, and beautiful family, big heart. Havens is his Ben Havens is his name, that went in there and got my daughter. And if anybody that knows Ben Havens, he's a outstanding fireman, and he risked his life. He never thought about his life. He thought about Mackenzie's life. You know, when that fireman's going up that ladder, you know, in the back of his mind, he's thinking, you know, about his little kids at home, that he might not see again. And he still went up that ladder and still pulled my baby out of the house. And I'm grateful that they pulled my child out of that house. Because even though that looks bad, it's still Mackenzie. It's still, you know, it's not a skeleton, or ashes. It's my baby. And I thank them. I thank every fireman that risked their lives and did what they did for Mackenzie. I didn't have to do that, you know. And I sit there and I think about those firemen that never thought about their lives. All they thought about was Mackenzie's life, that there was a baby in that house, and whatever it took, they were going to get that baby out of that house. And that the whole time, here stands a man that wants to go to a hotel and brag that he's a fireman. No, you're not a fireman.
No, man.
You're a piece of shit.
He's not a man either.
He's not a man.
Yeah, you're not a man, you're not a father, you're not nothing. You're the stuff that's on the bottom of my shoe. And being a fireman, even being a fireman, and if you know firemen, they call each other brothers. They have a brother, you know, and sisterhood. And to sit there and watch these men that have families at home go into that burning house, and everybody knows what that house looked like. I mean, look at this. This is the fire right here. And I got firemen, Jeffersonville firemen, Washington Courthouse firemen, other firemen that went in. They didn't care about that. That didn't bother them. What bothered them was there was a baby trapped in that house. And they looked at that and still went through that and got in there to get my child out. They still went through there. And that man, I don't want to call him a man, stood there 20 minutes and watched his brothers, which they probably won't call him a brother, go into this house without hesitation, without thinking. I don't think there was a fireman there that said, wait a minute, I got a wife and kids at home. I'm not going to do that. No. And you know the saddest part, when those firemen got there, that's what that fire was. But when Marianne and Kenny was there, that fire wasn't that big yet.
Yep.
Fire wasn't even nowhere close to that. But he saved his own life. He saved his life.
And the dog.
And he saved the dog. and she saved her life. But didn't think about any of those firemen that risked their lives for my little girl. Those are the heroes. And didn't even have the heart to come to a benefit that we threw, so I could pass out medals to all the firemen and 2 plaques to the 2 firemen that went in the house and carried my daughter down the room. Couldn't even be there for that. Didn't even show up. Because that's one thing we don't do. We never honor the firemen. And these firemen have fought a lot of fires in this town. And you never hear anybody do anything for these firemen. I mean, you don't see them in the newspaper. You know, man, what those guys did for my little girl, there's not enough to repay them for what they did. Even though the outcome was bad, they still brought Mackenzie out of the house, and I was still able to hold my baby in that coffin, kiss my baby, rub her forehead. A lot of parents don't get that opportunity. So those firemen gave me that gift. That's the gift they gave me, and was to let me hold my baby that last time. And I appreciate it. Every one of them firemen, Tony Trimble. I mean, I got a list of them, man. Good guys. Good guys. And my heart goes out to them. Matter of fact, I have a few people still on here. I would love for everybody, let's pump hearts for the firemen that risked their lives to save my Mackenzie. Because they deserve the hearts for my daughter. So while you were enjoying your refreshing swimming in the pool and everything, these firemen were going home thinking about my daughter, because I know it affected them. And they're at home thinking that, you know, probably some of them sat there and said, I wish we'd have been there 5 minutes earlier, or you know, we could have brought this little girl out and handed them to her father alive. Because like I said, if my daughter would have been burned but still alive, and I would have accepted that. Oh my gosh, I would have accepted it. At least I'd have still been able to walk her down the aisle. I'd have still been able to go to the graduation. I'd have still been able to do a father and daughter dance, even if my daughter was burned. And those guys did everything they could to get her out of there. And to go home and sit there and think about, and I know these firemen thought about that, you know. Man, you know, that father to be told that, you know, his daughter's gone, and that mother that her daughter's gone, but she's at a swimming pool. She's drinking and having a good time.
I'm sure the firefighters didn't go home and party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had that image in their mind.
Yeah. So, before I get upset, I'm going to end it there. I appreciate everybody that paid attention, that follows Mackenzie's story. It ain't just about Mackenzie, it's about everything. The firemen, you know, if you want my opinion on it, I believe that the ones that did this should also be charged for every fireman that went into that house to save my baby of an attempted murder charge. They knew that those firemen were going to do their job. They knew they were going to risk their lives to save my daughter. So I think, you know, I might put a bug in Vernon's ear and say, you know what, shouldn't be just the charge of my daughter, it should be charge of attempted murder on every fireman too. Because they could have lost their lives saving my baby. And, you know, I sit there and I think how, you know, that would have bothered me even more to know that a fireman lost his life trying to save Mackenzie. And I honestly don't believe it would have bothered her. I don't think she would have cared. So I thank all the firemen that was there that night and tried to save my baby girl. My heart goes out to every one of y'all. So I'm going to end it there, you guys. I love every one of you guys. Holly keeps bothering me on this song, so I guess I'm going to play one more song to end out the night, and because I know how Holly is. So we'll go ahead and let's do one more. Everybody's the music. I know which one it is, so it ain't on that one, it's on this one. And then it's the last song. Come on, hurry up, get the deal. It's number 10. Oh, here we go.
I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king goes in. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her baby on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight through you. She tied you to the kitchen chair. She broke your throat and she cut your hair. From your lips she drew hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room, I've walked this floor. I used to live long before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble walls. Love is not a victory march. It's a call that is a broken hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how I should somebody who outdrew you. And it's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a call against the broken. Hallelujah, hallelujah,
Alright, there you go, Holly. It's for you. I thank you guys. Like I said, from the bottom of my heart, I love every one of you guys. I appreciate the support. I know Mackenzie does. Like I said, I'm going to get things together, get stuff rolling. Again, I took a break. I'm ready. I'm ready to go again strong. I'll let everybody know about April 27th at the cemetery of doing something for Mackenzie. And anybody who wants to help with anything, please just send me a message. I could use the help. A lot of times I read stuff and I don't understand certain things, so it's nice to have somebody to say, hey, what's this word mean, or whatever. So if anybody wants to help me or anything like that, you're more welcome. Like I said, I want to get this together. That way when BCI calls me, I can tell them, hey, come to my office. I'm not coming to you, you come to my office. I've come to you guys enough times. I heard what I don't want to hear. So now you want something, come to me, you can get it. I got my tax money coming. I'm going to get a printer and a computer, laptop, and a printer so I can print stuff off and stuff. We're going to get a flat screen put in so that my videos and stuff I can put on a DVD and play it for everybody, so they can see bigger picture and stuff. Things are going to start happening. It's going to take a little time and stuff. I got to get a couple filing cabinets yet, and some totes and stuff, and then I'll be ready. And like I said, all I can say is better get you a lawyer, a real damn good lawyer. I'm coming strong, and I got a lot of people I know that's going to be there with me to support me through this. So I appreciate everybody. I thank you all. God bless you guys. Love you all. Thank you.